Hello, and welcome to this video on WTF The Know. Now, if you don't know what The Know is a sub-aspects, I wouldn't say a news article organization, but a kind of like, it's a part of what is the Rooster Teeth company. It's basically their news area, and basically what they talk about of mostly entertainment, mainly video games, sometimes other aspects of entertainment, sometimes stuff of just world news, but for the most part, like 90% of the time, they talk about video games. Now, they recently had a video talking about the Battlefield 5 roadmap on stuff like talking about like the news of that the Battle Royale is not coming out until March. Now, they say stuff like this.
Map of content sort of out into the future, which we've seen developers do. This one is very interesting though, because a lot of these features, it seemed like, I think a lot of people thought were going to launch with the game, but the headline here is that its Battle Royale mode will not launch with the game in November. It is launching in March. To me, this seems a little bit, I get planning out your roadmap, but I feel like most games do that with like future DLC, not features, that I think a lot of people thought would be in the full game.
Maybe what happened is they found out that they needed to delay this Battle Royale mode. Maybe it wasn't up to par, or they've seen Call of Duty's Battle Royale mode come out, and they figured out, like, oh, maybe there's something we need to add or like work on and polish it a little bit more.
And keep in mind, they've already delayed it to kind of get out of that Black Ops release window.
Yeah.
So they're very aware of Black Ops 4. Also keep in mind, Firestorm is being developed by a different studio, UK studio Criterion. So it might not be ready.
Yeah.
Well, it's clearly not ready, or whatever is ready is not, up to snuff. And
what I think happened is probably they figured out that this isn't ready and we need to announce that it's not coming out with the game. Let's publish the whole roadmap as well for what we're planning to have come out. Look at all this awesome content we have.
Right.
Don't worry about Battlefield's Royale mode being delayed.
Yes, but yeah, we want to sort of prep you guys ahead of time for the fact that Battle Royale is not going to be in this.
Now, at the end of E3, basically, they basically, informed everybody, you know what, we're having a Battle Royale, and they, basically they say this.
Every day will bring something new. And as part of that journey, after launch, you'll get something I know a lot of you have been asking for.
It's Royale.
Now, they state basically, with that, and some other news articles here I'll be showing you, saying stuff like, back at E3, DICE announced the Battlefield 5 will begin a Battle Royale mode with one word, Royale. That was pretty much it, There was no logo, not much news, and it's being, helped by Criteria Games. They also say later in the news article, Firestorm, which is basically their Battle Royale mode name, will be not included with the Battlefield 5 launch, as at E3, as I've shown you, they say it will be added post-launch. So you gotta wonder, how was it with this whole news thing here at The Know? They basically were talking like as if it was going to be at launch. They were basically, spouting like how it was to be expected at launch. And yet nobody basically knew before even this roadmap it wasn't. I was expecting maybe it to be at max a month after. Granted, it is bad, with what was informed of us with the roadmap and everything, how much longer it was going to be, what's going to be given throughout everything of the roadmap and stuff. I'm not arguing against that. What I'm arguing against here on the whole what the fuck is with The Know and how they were basically acting like the information wasn't there yet. Like it wasn't going to be after launch, like the mode was going to be at launch and everybody knew it. Like, how? You're a news organization. I see these news organizations like I see Philip DeFranco on YouTube. He himself, has basically a crew with him that helps him with the news and everything. They give you the news 100% factual and everything. And if they fuck up even the tiniest bit, he will come on the next episode and say, we fucked up, we apologize, we did this when we should have done that, we gave you this information when it was supposed to be this information, and if things are, always currently developing, of something that just happened that day and they couldn't put it out on that episode, they will, do it in the next episode stuff. It's like they're just on point nonstop. And if they fuck up, like I said, even a little bit, they'll announce it and, apologize the next episode. And I hope, soon here, so will The Know, because for me, this just seems sloppy. Like I said, a nothing nobody, knew before even this roadmap that the Battle Royale mode wasn't going to be coming at launch with Battlefield 5. And yet this basically what I see, which I think a lot of people see as a big news organization of gaming news, as, they themselves were invited to E3 this year as last year, not by the same organization, I think, but by a organization to E3 to, have like a big presence there. And you would see, like I say, a lot of people probably see this news organization or this, company basically as, a news organization for video games. Like they need to be up to par, up to stuff, just, on point with the news. And this wasn't, this, like I said, seemed sloppy. That's the only way I can describe this. It seemed sloppy, like they were, like you have these two gentlemen talking like it was expected at launch, this mode. When they themselves at E3 basically stated, undeniably, after launch, we're giving you Royale. They state that at E3, and they were at E3. So, like I said, how could I, a nothing nobody, before this roadmap, know easily that it wasn't going to come at launch? Yet this organization that's supposed to, have just on par knowledge of stuff as best as possible. I'm not saying they couldn't not know some stuff, but this seems like something that should be easily known. And there are granted that some people probably didn't know because they probably didn't see E3 or have the information. But we here are at the internet, and you have people commenting on this. It's like you have the internet at your fingertips. And I googled this. I showed you basically the first page I showed you of information is what I showed. You can Google right now, Battlefield 5 Battle Royale news, and what I showed you was on the first page of Googling it, and they couldn't Google it. They couldn't Google this news. Like I said, in the end, it just seems sloppy. Like I said, probably most people like me see this as a news organization, and they should have, all the facts as best as they possibly can. I understand, but like this is easy knownable facts. How do they not know this? Like I said, they through that video just seemed to be acting like it was expected to be at launch. The Battle Royale mode on Battlefield 5, they were acting like it was supposed to be there at launch, and it's just like it's coming later. How is this possible? Why is it being delayed? Like they never stated when it was coming out. They never stated it was going to come out at launch. They announced it. They said post-launch. How are you acting like this is some mystery? Like I just don't understand some of this. Like I said, it felt sloppy. It just didn't. When I first watched this, I was getting angry because how can this, a news organization basically, not have the knowledge of something that anybody, like I said, a nothing nobody knew? How did they not? Like I barely, browse the internet for news of stuff, and this, I just felt like this was just like a known thing. And how is it not a known thing, this information? Like I said, I expected this maybe to come out a month after. I understand why so many people are angry that it's coming out at March, like basically 3 months later. I understand that. Like I said before, I'm not arguing against the news information of what we were given from the roadmap. I'm arguing against the news organization that presented it as if it was to be expected at launch. Which it never was, because like I said, I don't think at any point ever did they state when it was going to be released. There was no ever information. I think this is like one of those hyped up, just blind moments where you were expecting something, but it didn't go away, even though there was no information to tell you what you should be expecting. There was never information stating a release date. It's like we might be expecting Cyberpunk 2070 to come out in 2019, but it's not known when it's to be released. It's TBA. There was never information ever given out from the company, from Epic. EA, not Epic. You dumbass. Seriously, I expect better from you. And yes, he did fuck it up. Not intentionally. it wasn't for this bit, he fucked it up. I expect better from him. And you should too. From Battlefield 5's DICE, crew, nobody announced when it was to be released or to be expected to be released. All they ever said was post-launch at E3. And even with the bit of a small teaser during Battlefield 5's like second trailer, whatever, post E3, they showed like a little bit of Firestorm. They never stated when it was to be released, People probably maybe expected that when they had that information, they were shown that little video, and it was, most part of a trailer for it, maybe. I don't know, but for the most part, I think it was like a given knowledge that it was not to be coming during release. Like I said, at E3 themselves, they stated post-launch release. So I'm sorry, just this whole thing just aggravates me. Like, how are these people who have more information at their fingertips than I, like I said, a nobody, nothing, knew this before the roadmap? It's perplexing me. It is confusing me how somebody, well, not somebody, but basically a company which has, more resources than I could get this wrong. Like I said, I just hope, in the next day or two to come that they are to release an apology and saying that they didn't fully understand the situation or something, that they should have known that, especially, since there's, what is the biggest, probably not the biggest, but one of the bigger, at least on YouTube, news organizations for video games, to apologize, I mean, I went after Game Ranks when they did the whole, top 10 facts or whatever, things of Xbox. Like, they were talking about how they, like, we still have the whole Snap feature and stuff, and they basically, top 10 features of probably Xbox, I think what it's called, whatever. But it was like they talking about, like, how there was the Snap features, and that was like 2 dashboards ago, basically. Like, they were talking about it was still a feature, which it's not. People, I mean, these are news organizations I expect, better quality from, better information from, Get your facts as best as you can. Like I said, I Googled this, and on the first page, I was given that information like that so easily. Like, it was back in October, I don't know, October, like, back in September or something, sometime a little bit after E3 and before the roadmap information. They basically say, post-launch and stuff. Like, even I can go, I Googled, well, not Googled, I guess, but, on YouTube, I, typed in Battlefield 5 E3, and there was a video, like, I showed you a bit of it, like, it says, post-launch, wow. Like, okay, I got that information. I am understanding of what you are saying here. But apparently, these people didn't. Yeah, I just really went around about this because it was so confusing to me how this company could just, with more information, more resources at their fingertips, could get this basically so wrong. It perplexes me. It does.